Radio City Entertainment, Nintendo, and 4Kids Entertainment are proud to bring you Pokémon Live, a 90-minute multimedia live adventure that captures all the magic of Pokémon.
It was awesome.
I thought it was great.
This was spectacular.
The music rocked.
I enjoyed the music and the dancing.
The show was awesome.
Of course, a show this cool wasn't built overnight. So join us on a behind-the-scenes look at the making of Pokémon Live.
What kind of Pokemon are you?
Pokemon's been #1 in every medium that it's been introduced, so including the video games, #1 video game of all time, #1 kids television show around the world, #1 movie that's been released. So we know there's a demand out there for all types of entertainment related to Pokemon. And the one genre that we hadn't gone into yet that we always wanted to go into was a stage show. So this felt like the right time.
So Radio City Entertainment and 4Kids Entertainment have joined together to produce Pokémon Live, which is an all-new musical adventure. And it's a very sophisticated show that it's not just for the little kids who may collect the cards or watch the cartoons, but the entire family is going to enjoy it.
With a North American tour on the slate, director Louis Perez initiates the creative process of bringing Pokémon to life.
The story is based mainly on the human emotion within Pokemon. The animated monsters, so to speak, will be done a lot through puppetry and really intricate high-class costumes. So what the kids will be seeing is a true three-dimensional representation of what they saw on TV. And what the adults will be seeing, which I think is really important because I have a 7-year-old son who loves Pokemon and I'm going to end up having to take him to see my own show, is they'll see an honest-to-God story with dramatic content and I believe some really, really classy songs.
The time has come. It's for the best I know it.
The year-long development of Pokémon Live begins with an action-packed script and the challenge of finding the cast to make it work.
We think this is really going to be about an ensemble cast that requires young performers because the characters are young. They're going to be a little bit older than they appear on the television series and in the film, but we want fresh, young, new faces, and it's really going to be about a group of people working together with great voices, great dancing capabilities.
We're going to have 9 of the, what I guess you would call lead characters: Misty, Brock, Ash, Jesse, James, Giovanni, Professor Oak, Mom, Meowth, Pikachu, and then all the other 149 Pokemon will make guest appearances.
Everybody knows the characters in Pokemon already, so what we're looking for are people that can become the characters from the show. So it's a challenge, I think, for a performer to have to embody some beloved characters that exist in another medium. So we're looking for people that can disappear into the roles of Pokemon.
As the show's director and choreographer, Louis heads the creative team's search for performers who can sing, dance, and act.
It's a very different situation when you're working an audition. An audition, what I do in an audition combination is I put together elements. I put together certain types of styles that I'd like to see to test somebody. So there'll be a turn, there'll be a jump, there'll be a style piece, there'll be a piece that requires quickness. So in a way, an audition combination is extremely different from a combination that you would do to tell a story, per se. You're basically putting together elements that you need to see to make sure that that dancer will be able to perform anything that you throw at them.
With hundreds of aspiring actors and dancers trying out for Pokémon Live, tough decisions had to be made.
This kid, as far as I was concerned, was the best dancer today. This guy's really interesting to me. Very strong looking, good personality. Out of today's call, these are the 4 women that I like. I mean, I like all these guys. This is another girl I really like a lot.
Now with the cast set, their journey into the Pokémon universe is just beginning.
I just actually wanted to audition for the project because it looked really neat, you know, and the whole idea of playing these like action characters is just really fun.
Well, personally, it's so exciting. Everything is so new to me, and I'm just privileged to be in this cast right now.
I think it's really great. I'm
to be a part of something so exciting.
It'll be very exciting once we get in front of an audience to see exactly how the kids respond and stuff.
It's going to be fun, it's going to be challenging, but I think everybody's ready to go out there and do it.
Up next, the show begins to take shape.
The world will be mine.
When the making of Pokemon Live continues.
One of the things that was really important in developing the story for me and for everybody involved was that we didn't want to just treat this like a kiddie show. We wanted to be able to talk to parents as well as to kids.
Mom, you don't kiss Pokemon trainers.
You do when they're your little boy.
Mom!
Oh, when they're your son. But you'll always be my little boy. Be careful.
I think we've accomplished more than just a children's show, although it will appeal to every child. But I think that this show will appeal to 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, and parents.
They'll be as excited as the children will be. They'll probably pick up the CD because they'll want to hear it themselves. So I think it's a good ticket. I think it appeals to all generations.
It's like the hot music from different types of genres of music. You have the calypso beat, Latino beat. You have my rap song, the top of Act 2, which is really cool. It's a really cool song where I name lots of Pokemon.
Take your normal type like Jigglypuff against the ghostly gang god. The battle's real tough. Thunderbolt's a great electric attack until you get ground down by a marrow whack.
And so I think that should capture most of the kids' attention, where it's not just one set of music. So many different types.
The music in a lot of these shows starts to sound the same after a while. That was not the case here. The music was varied. There's some high energy pieces, some really beautiful ballads, and all kind of communicating a very important message.
You'll always be my best friend.
Dynamite music can really make a show go, and the tunes in Pokemon Live do just that. The same guys who composed for the Pokemon TV series and movies also created the music for Pokemon Live.
We didn't want it to be parents bring their kids and all the parents are going, oh God, is it over yet, is it over yet? No, we wanted the parents to enjoy the experience just as much as the kids, and also be in a situation where the kids were kind of explaining to the parents what was going on, while the parents could enjoy a reasonably well-written song that sounded like a song that they liked, not necessarily only what the kids liked.
Everything changes, evolutionary.
Generally, kid shows, the actors are lip syncing the songs, whereas in this particular show, everything is live. The singing, the speaking, the dialogue is all done as it's happening. So it really mirrors more in line with a traditional Broadway production than it does with a show that's designed specifically for children.
The challenge ahead is recreating on stage the excitement and adventure of the award-winning TV series.
I think it's the excitement of the characters, the diversity of them, that there's something for kids to understand and learn, and it's always a battle between good and evil, and the good thing is that good always wins.
Ash is on a quest for the coveted Diamond Badge.
Did you see the commercial for that new Pokemon badge? Oh, the Diamond Badge? I sure did.
And Rock, Misty, Ash, and Pikachu set out to get that badge.
That badge is awesome.
But as the story progresses, Ash learns about things involving his mother.
She's basically your typical mom. She's worried about her son. She wants him to do well. She doesn't want him to become the young man that he's actually becoming.
I prefer it if you stay clear of Team Rocket.
Oh, Ma, you don't know anything about it.
I know a lot more than you think.
Also, another underlying subtext thing is that she has a secret that she's withholding from her son, and that is that she used to be involved with Giovanni, the bad guy in the show.
I have wonderful memories of those early days.
Giovanni is a really bad guy. He sort of functions as the evil presence in this show.
The world will be mine!
He's a pretty calculating person who orchestrates the whole conflict between Ash and he.
Listen to me, little boy. Nice guys, finish last!
He manipulates a whole lot of people during the show, and which makes him a lot of fun to play.
Assisting Giovanni is the bumbling twosome of Jesse and James.
To unite all peoples within our nation. To unite peoples, children love. To extend our reach to the stars above. Jesse. See rocket blast off at the speed of light. Surrender now, open hands and fight.
We get to, you know, sort of do all the mischievous stuff.
Yes,
that,
we can get
you
away
know,
with a lot.
We can.
Get to play around and...
We just get to play. The best part about being Jesse and James is that we just get to play.
The comic relief characters always are the most fun. So it's just a blast to be able to write them. And then we wound up with these really wonderful actors. They find humor even where the lines don't have humor.
It looks like we did good after all, boss. Twice in one day. Twice.
Shut up and leave us alone!
All you have to do is say the names Jesse and James, and people working on the show fall off their seats laughing. Their comic humor, both as the characters of Jesse and James and as Lauren and Andrew, who are playing Jesse and James, we can't tell anymore where the characters begin and end.
Well...
That's probably pretty...
Well, every character you play has a little bit of you. So...
This just happens to have a lot of
us
in it, I think.
Yeah.
They just work great together, and they're always working together. Whenever we're on a break or they're not working, they're in another room putting stuff together and going over their stuff, and they really do work as a team so amazingly well.
Knuckleheads!
Complementing these colorful characters are some out-of-this-world creatures, all part of the fun of Pokemon Live.
We're actually right on schedule, and we're ready to move on to the technical aspects of the show now. We started putting it together in the studio, and now what we need to do is get it on stage.
Coming up, the Pokemon universe comes to life on stage when the making of Pokemon Live continues.
We started with looking at the different elements of what happens on the children's show in the animated version, and tried to think to ourselves, all right, how would a real person respond in this situation? And how can we make this into a stage show?
The exciting part of putting a show together is not only making sure that all of the scenic elements are up and functioning properly, but what's really exciting is to add the lighting, all of the sound effects. Pokemon is filled with battles, and the challenge of bringing all the battles to life is very exciting.
The technical aspect of the show is huge, and I kind of fit into what is going on around me. I mean, it's about Ash and Misty and Brock and Pikachu and their journey, but at the same time, there's set pieces moving in and out, there's huge Pokemon flying in, Pokemon battling, and we're kind of revolving around that as well, so getting the technical aspect of the show engrossed into the story is the most difficult part, I think.
We rented a couple of Pokemon videos and tried to imitate what they have on the TV program. There's smoke machines, fog machines, confetti, there's strobe lighting, and indoor pyrotechnics.
I get together with all the teams in a lot of meetings and pre-production. We all go through the show, we look at the script, we talk about things.
True, go. What kind of Pokemon?
So what kind of Pokemon are you using to clear?
Oh, I get it. Now you're changing. Trying to make it better.
But then we all discover together certain elements live as we do the show. That's sort of the magic of a live show like this. I'll see, oh, look at this great light. All of a sudden this makes a shadow here. And the director says, oh, I love that shadow. The sound designer comes in and he says, you know, when that shadow comes up, it'd be great if we had a big effect right there. So all of a sudden we've created something new and spontaneous.
These guys, because they are a family, totally work as an ensemble. And I don't see any other way that a production this large would be able to work. I truly enjoy having a group of people around me that are working to the best of their ability and having a great time, and I drive them hard, but I think I treat everyone really fairly and with a lot of respect. This is Yvette Helene, the incredible costume designer and puppet maker extraordinaire. She has been my left arm on this, and she is quite wonderful, and I love her very much.
Having worked on character development for Broadway's The Lion King, Yvette Helene now gets into the world of Pokemon.
I've turned a lot of animated characters into real things before. We start with drawing the concept, and we start with small models and ideas, and then we start making it full scale and continue developing it, and that process just continues. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger until we're like where we are now, and we're still doing that. We're still finding out things that will enhance them even more and things that aren't working as well as we'd hoped, and they're actually very fun shaped animals to make. They've been very fun to put together.
It's important that Ash, Misty, Brock, and the others are dressed to act comfortably and look good.
This is for the Dex stats. They actually are characters that exist in Pokemon. Dexter is the guy who appears on the screen, but for the musical, they made up these Dex stats, which are these really great costumes that we actually got to design. So the girls are wearing really wild, bright, colorful vinyl, and then the guys are wearing like red satin jeans and these mesh tops. They're really cute.
I had to pin my hair. This is a very attractive process right now, so. Right, honey?
Yeah!
The best part
About being Jesse
and James
is we get the cutest costumes.
we get the coolest costumes, and I think by far we have the coolest hair in Pokemon Live.
Yes, definitely.
The wig's kind of a pain in the butt for me right now. Just trying to keep it on my head during the show. That's the challenge. I'm turning and jumping and all over the place, and it doesn't want to cooperate with me.
We have approximately 12 different wigs that they all wear during the show. Each wig's different. This one doesn't take much time. He puts it on and we do a little toupee tape, a little spirit gum.
If you pretend like you don't know how, someone will do it for you.
This one takes a little bit longer because we have to make sure it's all secured down because we've got very heavy, it's a foam comb to keep the shape. This is high tech. Don't try this at home.
I'm really fortunate for the design team I have because they're all top-notch professionals who troubleshoot and keep us a step ahead of the game. So the adjustment to the stage has been very, very smooth transfer.
Up next, the cast and crew gear up for opening night. On America's greatest stage. After months of preparation by the cast and crew, Pokemon Live is finally ready to hit the stage.
It's amazing what has happened in this short time frame. From the cast to the scenery to the costumes to the music, that it's all come together. It looks great. You should really be proud.
I'm really, really proud of what we've accomplished, and I really look forward to seeing how an audience responds.
I think that all of us take the show to the next level when we actually get the fans, the crowds, the kids cheering. I think it just takes the show to another place, which is what we need. And Louis did a good job of preparing us, I think, through this process of bringing children in while we were rehearsing, just to get a feel for that.
Who's everybody else's favorite
Giovanni.
trainer?
Misty.
Oh,
Misty. I love
Misty?
Giovanni.
Yeah?
It's incredibly exciting. They're going to tell us more than anybody else could possibly tell us about whether what we've done is working.
My favorite part was when it was in the beginning where Pikachu shot Brock and
When he used the electric attack to wake him up?
Whoa!
In rehearsals, you sort of like making it up. Yeah, there'll be applause here. Here. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, Team Rocket.
Who are we? Team Rocket!
But now we really had it out here.
Who are we?
I thought it was terrific to have that audience input, and that's what it really is. Not only response, but it's input. What works, what doesn't work.
I feel a tango coming on.
My favorite part of the show, I think, is the the song that we do in the first
Best at
act
being the
together.
worst?
Yeah, we have a tango together.
We're the best at being the worst.
Oh. I have to say, I enjoy my song.
I wanna tell you what I'm feeling, but I don't know how to start.
I just enjoy singing and actually expressing emotion through that outlet.
Finally, it was on to the great stage at the legendary Radio City Music Hall in New York City for the world premiere, where the cast arrived in style for the gala celebration.
Oh, it's great. We're having a great time here, and we're really looking forward to a great night.
There's nothing like when the lights go down, you hear the music, and you know it's time to go.
Thank you and enjoy Pokemon Live.
We started talking about the show back in February, March. Everybody said, you'll never pull it off. You'll never get a show made in time for September. And in the back of my mind, I said, boy, they are so right. We'll never do this, but we got to keep plugging away. And all of a sudden, it all did come together. And now that we're here, it's like a dream come true for me.
It's finally paying off. It really, all the hard work and like just so much rehearsal, and it was like great to finally get in front of an audience. So yeah, it's great.
I expected it to be a typical kid show, boring, but when we got here, my wife and I enjoyed it very much. We thought it was a great show.
I like the part when all the Pikachus were dancing.
My favorite part of the show is the battles with Giovanni.
I'm a teenager and I enjoyed it. I loved it. The songs were great. Ash was great. It was great.
It was very inspiring.
The show was a lot of fun. It's very professional. It's great for the whole family.
I like making Mewtwo because he can imitate all the other Pokemon's attacks. My favorite character in the show was Ash.
My favorite part of Pokemon Live is, I think, the finale. I think the finale is great. The whole show just kind of comes together and all the Pokemon come out again, and it ends on a really high note. And I love doing that every night.